Hey there, folks. So I'm going to talk about something that I've been working on for a while, actually. I've been trying to figure out what exactly it is that conservatives are afraid of. What makes them, in my words, empathophobic. They're afraid of empathy. As though if they open their hearts up at all, something terrible is going to happen. And I think I've figured it out. Basically, conservatives feel like if they start caring, then they'll have to care for everybody, which is, of course, what us liberals do. We care for everybody. And that will somehow, tear their self apart. I call this the moral annihilation of self. That this will leave them vulnerable. And so instead of getting the, I'll say Christian experience of helping someone and feeling good about it, they feel like, there's billions of people in the world right now who could use your help. And increasingly, it is at least theoretically possible to give them your help. Donate to charity and things like that, and you could be saving a child tomorrow. And so, what you end up with is, the image would be like being picked apart, or they fear that if they sorry, I'm a little slow tonight. They feel that if they open up their hearts to caring about people, then those people will just take up all of their heart, their soul, their spirit, and there'll be nothing left for them. That is, in the truest sense of the word, death. Death being, of course, the death of identity. The true core meaning of death in the psychology of the human being is annihilation of self. Me, the person that I am, the person who's talking right now, doesn't exist anymore. So, this leaves us with the puzzle of, what can we do to fix this? Because obviously, conservatism is so taken with this fear that they will ruthlessly eliminate enormous numbers of people that they have to care about on the flimsiest of excuses. They are clearly trying to get out of having to think about others. Specifically, I think, they are trying to get out of that layer of compassion that we are all supposed to have as members of large states, nations, not to mention, provinces or states and counties or precepts or whatever. That outer layer of people, of caring about people that we don't know and we'll never meet, and they're at least conceivably nothing like us, and at some point in people's lives, maybe early, often late, that just becomes too much of a burden. Maybe the person just simply cannot handle that layer anymore, and they'll take whatever gets them out of it, whatever lets them just lay that burden down and think more selfishly. I mean, these conservatives sound like completely horrible people, and they are, in many ways. But I mean, I'm sure they're fine to their family and friends and co-workers and the people they actually know in their life. It's not like they're all sociopaths. It's that last layer out there, that transpersonal layer. People who are not like you, people you don't know personally, even just to say hi. They want to believe that essentially there's no one out there they need to care about. that whoever's out there is getting whatever they deserve. And ergo, this completely negates the need to expose themselves to the possible moral annihilation of the soul. Now, us in the, frankly, morally adult world, realize that, you can't tell someone exactly what their deal with the world is going to be. Self versus others. You can't tell what the level will be, what form it will take, or anything like that. Everyone's got to work that out for themselves. But it's kind of like looking at infinity versus looking at something extremely large. When you look out at space, you know it's limitless. So your mind just puts a limit there wherever it feels comfortable. Whereas when you're looking, and so looking up in space doesn't make you feel small. Whereas if you're at the base of the CN Tower and you look up, you feel small. So what the morally undeveloped need to realize is that you can work out your own deal with compassion and the world. You can just let your mind set that level wherever is comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be that you, the lone person, are throwing your heart open to all the multitudes of the earth. I mean, no one can live completely selflessly. In fact, that's actually logically impossible. There's no such thing as a selfless action. There's only selfish actions that benefit others, and are therefore better. But no one should lead an entirely selfish life too. I mean, even just on the scale of the individual, you're going to be less happy. There's going to be a part of you that knows what you're doing is wrong. And you can only drown that in your childish, putting your hand on your ears going, no, I'm not going to share, and you can't make me, for so long. Make your peace with compassion. Make your peace with the suffering of the world. Make your peace, if this is how you think, with Jesus. I mean, you know what he'd want you to do, don't you? That's all from me for tonight, folks. I'll talk to you nice people again tomorrow. Bye-bye.